Well, hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome in. It is Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. I'm here at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. New month, great new deals. Going to tell you about them all morning long. Barry McKnight, a little under the weather today. You might have noticed that yesterday on the program. That time of year, that voice starts working against him a little bit. Temperature changes, atmosphere changes, things like that. It usually hits Barry this time of year, hits me usually in the spring. So he is not feeling well, a little under the weather. And, of course, got to keep that voice raring to go because he is on the road with Troy basketball as well. So he needs to get that voice rested so he can do that excellent play-by-play for the Troy men's basketball team, which will be in New Orleans over the weekend. I think there are a lot of concoctions down there in the Crescent City that maybe Barry could get a hold of that might help that voice a little bit, help that throat. Who knows? We had some suggestions yesterday, some Goldschlager, I believe it was, with some honey and lemon. And Barry might have to just take a little shot of that. You never know. But we're going to get you through this Friday here today because we've got a lot going on here on the program. As always, we got a lot of handicapping that we're going to get to today with Lee Sterling at Paramount Sports. Lee will join me here, in about 30, 40 minutes or so. So we're looking forward to Lee Sterling, brought to you exclusively by Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners, 12 convenient locations here in the River region. And, of course, their convenient drop-off and pickup service as well. We'll tell you about that and our good friends from Jim Massey here later on. Also, the Phantom will be back. Yep, kind of took it on the chin last week, only hitting 1 out of 4 picks, but I understand he has a very interesting card this week, and we'll get into that at the top of the next hour. Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet will be joining me here today as well. So a lot going on, as I mentioned, a little solo today with Barry being under the weather, but we're going to ask you for your involvement, something we probably should have been doing a little more of as well, but certainly getting things rolling, getting things going here on the program. And I want to hear from you via the River Region Straw chat line. Give me your thoughts, your suggestions, your questions, your feelings about this weekend's football games. Obviously, a big one down in Baton Rouge. I want to get your thoughts about that. Some of the other big games around the country. Can Lane Kiffin finally win the big one? He's got Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs tomorrow afternoon over in Oxford. That's certainly going to be a great matchup as well. Is Florida feeling better about themselves since they've given Billy Napier a stay of execution, and he is going to be able to hang around Gainesville a little longer? That could be an interesting game. Florida and Texas out in Austin tomorrow as well. Several other big games we're going to get to as well, but certainly your thoughts about the games tomorrow. High school football playoffs begin. I know Robbie in Greenville is so excited about that. Robbie, I want to get your takes about the high school slate this weekend in the state of Alabama with high school football. So let's talk a little bit about that as well. Basketball as well. We talked about that earlier this week. Man, Auburn and Alabama are not disappointing. They seem to be everything that they're billed to be. I get it. I know it's early. They really haven't played quality competition just yet. But I'm telling you, from what I've seen so far, they're fast. They can shoot. They play good defense. I think it's going to be an exciting time in basketball here in the state of Alabama, and we can certainly talk about that. As always, hello to everyone out there. Thank you. Top of the morning. Good morning to you as well. Always appreciate those greetings as we kick things off here on the program, and we certainly do appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and tell all your friends about us. Just check it out. It's very easy. You can go to Longshore and McKnight, hit the type it in the search tab on YouTube, and we'll pop up. Yep, go to that YouTube app, type in Longshore McKnight, boom, we are there. Same thing on Spotify. You can listen to us that way as well, which is very convenient. I know a lot of people do that. And certainly we're very excited about our association with Yellowhammer News. Great people there. We're partnering up with that great outfit, and we want you to check them out as well, yellowhammernews.com. There is a feature about Longshore and McKnight every day. It's usually posted in the afternoon, and it kind of recaps what we did on the show, kind of gives you information about what our guest talked about on the program, and it gives you a lot of good information there. So we really are thrilled about our association with Yellowhammer News, and check them out on all the social media platforms as well, on X, on Facebook, If, wherever it is, they are on it. And, of course, their website at yellowhammernews.com. A lot of great news, political stories, lifestyle stories, sports. They got it all. And we really are thrilled about that. And we want you to check that out as well. Great feature yesterday about our program, a link to our show. You can listen to the whole show and a nice little clip with our interview with Rodney Orr, the Tighter Insider. So great stuff there. We certainly want everybody to recognize that, be a part of it, what our good friends at Yellow Hammer News are all about. Well, as you can see, I am here in the showroom at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. We have this vintage Bronco. I think it's in the 70s. We had somebody chat with us and tell us last time we were here, they knew the year and the model of this Bronco. It is certainly a collector's item, but you see behind that, there's a Mustang with the hood up. So many great vehicles here at Styers for you to check out. And with it being the month of November, let me tell you about some of the great things going on right now. 2024 Bronco up to $10,000 off. 2024 Ford Escape as low as $24,990. The 2024 Ford Edge up to $11,000 off MSRP. 2024 Rangers, there's over 40 in stock. Priced thousands under invoice for the Ford Ranger. Also, what about the ever-popular Ford Explorer? You know, the Explorer started the SUV revelation. That's when it came out in the 80s. The Ford Explorer, nobody ever heard of an SUV. They were the first, up to $8,000 off MSRP and as low as $33,990 and 1.9% APR for 66 months. What about an Expedition? Need something a little bit bigger? Take the family to the ball game, take them to the lake, to the beach, wherever you may be going, get everybody in that vehicle, up to $12,000 off or 2.9% APR for 72 months. Just a few of the many great deals going on right here, right now. I know what you're saying. What about that ever-popular F-150, America's best-selling truck for almost 50 years? Think about it. All these other trucks, not even in the same category. F-150 best-selling truck in the US of A for close to 50 years. You can get an F-150 crew cab up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need a Super Duty F-150? Got that at $11,000 off MSRP. And it's equipped, not stripped. So you can check it out for yourself. And I'm not talking about just 2 or 3. They're trying to get off the lot. The lot here at Styers in Montgomery is chock full of vehicles. I've never seen a dealership with as many vehicles on the ground that they have here at Styers. That means they've got your vehicle right here, right now. None of this will get it to you by Tuesday. You'll be driving it away by lunch today, if not sooner. It's that simple. Convenience, great sales associates, an easy sales experience. And bottom line, Price sells cars. That's why you see so many vehicles with that Styers sticker and that Styers tag on them, with all the satisfied customers. And you will be one too, I can promise you that, at Styers Ford here in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. Also, I want to remind everybody, and they're coming in, and we greatly appreciate it because they're coming in all week, and I love it. Dreamland, pick 3. Yep, Dreamland, pick 3. People are in on it all week long, and we greatly appreciate that. And you can get in Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. That's Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. That's how you submit your pick. We've got to have that look. If you want to pick 3 NFL games, that's fine. No problem. Love it. We have a lot of people that strictly pick the NFL. And if you want to pick the NFL, you can send that thing in on Sunday morning. But if your first NFL game kicks at noon, 12 o'clock, you better have those picks in before 12 noon on Sunday. That's all we ask. And we can check because they're time-stamped. So we know when they're coming in. And you check the lines, wagertalk.com, best place to go. You can get your best line, whatever, because we're looking, we see, we monitor it. We know what it is. You're not going to get over on us. But get those picks in. Some people send them in on Tuesday. Some people wait until Sunday. It is up to you, but it's up for a $50 Dreamland gift card. And Danny from Margaritaville won it last week. I believe he has already received his card, and he is going to enjoy his Dreamland barbecue. I can promise you that. So that kind of gets us all set up today. Want to, of course, get your thoughts as well. A lot of folks have already gotten in on the chat line today, our River Region Straw chat line. Kirk's in. Good morning, Kirk. Theotis in as well. Theotis actually said good morning to Kirk before he said good morning to me. I don't know if Theotis has even said good morning to me yet. Let me scroll down. Krista Bammer, he's in. Shane Nails, one of our former Dreamland winners, he's in. JR, happy Football Friday to you as well, JR. Appreciate that. Theotis does say, get well, Barry. Thank you, Theotis. I'll pass that along. My man Terrence, he's in the house this morning. Love that. Good morning to you, Terrence. That's awesome. Really appreciate that. My man Jason down in Troy says Barry's status went from questionable to doubtful to out in 24 hours. Yeah, no kidding. He was questionable yesterday, went to doubtful yesterday afternoon, and about 4:30 this morning when I heard my phone ding, I didn't even have to look. I knew what it was. I heard this ding, and I went, well, Barry's out today. But hey, that's okay. We can roll. It happens to the best of us. It's happened to me from time to time as well. John from Wetumpka, little feeling good today. Says he's got a solid sheet of winners on his pick three. All right, John, looking forward to seeing those today. That should be really good. And Danny from Margaritaville, he is in. He says he wants to know if he can swap that Dreamland gift card for a Bronco. Danny, I'm not sure it works that way, my man, but I'm telling you, if you're looking for a vehicle, this is the place. It's Styers in Montgomery. So make sure you come check it out because they can hook you. Hey, look, I tell you what, Danny, you purchase the car here at Stivers, I will personally drive it down to you. How about that? Next time I'm down on the coast, which I'm hoping is going to be very soon, and I'm heading over there around Perdido, it's not that far to Foley. I will personally deliver your Ford vehicle to your driveway when you call my friends here, and they'll hook you up. Get in touch with Hunter, and he'll set you straight, Danny. UA Carpe Diem. Wow. Unbelievable. He says no phone call so Barry can avoid Jeff, but just making fun of his post. Hey, Jeff can post us too. He can come in and certainly do that. Of course, Krista Bammer's already getting ready to spin the wheel. He's ready to do that. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Gern Jr. is up at Network Control in Nashville. We're not going to we're going to keep Gern a mystery man. Not going to pop him on screen until he's ready. Some people like to just have this mysterious thing about them, people guessing, wondering, what does this guy look like? I don't know. You never know if you'll get to see Gern Jr., but you will be able to hear from Gern Jr. from time to time. And I think he's hopped on here this morning from Network Control up in Nashville. Gern, how's it going this morning?
It's going great, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? Come through clear, John?
Yeah, you're sounding great today, Gern.
Awesome.
How's the weather up in Music City today?
It's a little foggy, a little rainy, but the sun's coming out. It's coming out. It's going to be a great weekend. Looking forward to a great weekend of football.
So let me ask you this for a couple of things. What is the vibe in Nashville about Vanderbilt football? I know the Titans kind of take over, but the Titans stink this year. Seems like Vandy might be the real happening thing up in Nashville. What's the buzz up there about the Commodores?
So, John, it's crazy to say. You would think the Titans would have more support, but no, it is completely shifted over to Vandy. Everyone is backing the black and gold right now. It's anchor down season. The belief is there.
I love it.
Hopes couldn't be higher. They're definitely pumped about the fact that they're bowl eligible now. They're shooting for higher. Obviously, they want a shot at the playoffs. But honestly, hopes are high. They're after the Alabama win, after the Auburn win, obviously the student base is pumped up and they're back in the stadium more than ever.
Well, I have noticed that. It seems.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we have difficult there. We're ready to. Uh, sorry, but here live at Star. We were talking about what's going on in Nashville, and certainly with um, the Commodores being really the hot topic. I mean,
Absolutely, John.
not so much. So Gern, tomorrow, 3:15, South Carolina coming off a big victory against Texas A&M. Vanderbilt catch them at a good time.
Man, I would be very scared if I were the Gamecocks this weekend. I think those Commodores are coming in hot. I don't think a team's been able to stop them yet in the SEC. Frankly, they just drain out that game clock, and if your defense isn't ready to stop them, they're gonna run you down.
Yeah,
They don't have to score a ton of points to win. They just need those 2 or 3 touchdowns, and they're gonna use up that clock. You're really not gonna have a shot to fight them. So
yeah, I think it's exciting. I'm looking forward to watching that game. Of course, you got Georgia and Ole on at the same time. Got the dual screen there, quad box tomorrow will be big time. So, man, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a great game. I know Nashville is hopping, and if Vanderbilt can sneak a win against South Carolina, kind of a hot team, playing better, got two athletes. Maybe they're catching South Carolina at a great time coming off that big win last week against A&M, and it was dominant. Got to tell you, there was no fooling around. They took care of A&M last week. So that should be a really good game tomorrow. A lot of them out there that are going to be a part of the slate tomorrow. So we are very, very excited about that. All right, let's make our
absolutely.
first break of the morning here. I'm live at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. Some incredible November deals going on. I'm going to be telling you about them all morning long. And want you to make sure you're out here and see our good friends at Stivers to put you in the car, truck, or SUV that you've been dreaming about. Let's make it a reality here at Stivers where Price sells cars.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Shopping for a budget-friendly, reliable used car or a stunning new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Prattville is a process that should always start with your team of professionals on your side. Thanks to years of experience helping others in the local community enjoy premium service, low prices, and access to a wealth of amazing new and used cars, it is safe to say that Stivers Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram is the name to beat in Prattville. But don't just take my word for it. Experience the Stivers difference for yourself. Prices that will not be beat, a huge inventory, and knowledgeable, helpful sales associates. See why so many happy car and truck buyers shop at Stivers CDJR, where Price sells cars and trucks. Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Enjoy all the food, drink, fun, and winning at Victoryland. An elevated entertainment value, the best overall casino experience, and the highest jackpot payouts makes Victoryland the place to be. Go to Victoryland.com to find out more about their incredible giveaways, daily promotions, and free play opportunities. 777 Casino, simulcast thoroughbred, and greyhound racing are all within a short drive from anywhere in the Southeast. Victoryland, I-85, exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. At Victoryland, you can be a winner too.
All right, we're back here live at Styers Ford where Price sells cars. Let me tell you what's going on out at Victoryland today. $250 in free play. Today at Victoryland from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. You can be one of the lucky winners of $250 in free play at Victoryland. It is today where you can be a winner too. $250 in free play today between 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. It could be you at Victoryland, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama. A lot of great comments coming in on our River Region Straw chat line. JJ over in Atlanta hit me with this one. JJ, wow, James Jones at 7:19 this morning. I got to tell you, I have not heard this. Lane Kiffin headed to the Saints? Man, JJ. Now, of course, Kiffin has been an NFL coach before, been a college coach at multiple places. Is he a good fit for the Saints? I haven't really thought about that, JJ, but I'm intrigued. I'm interested there. I got to think Kiffin's learned a lot in his days of coaching, whether it be in the NFL or in the college game. I don't think he's going to be at Ole Miss forever. If he loses tomorrow, he might be ready to leave tomorrow night. I got to think about that. I hadn't, but I'm going to because I think that could be a fit. Let him run the show. He's wide open. They need some offense. I said earlier this week, it's a rebuild. It's an old roster. They got some cap issues. But I'm not opposed to that, JJ. That's a good pull there. Man, I like that. Thank you so much. That's good. What do you think about that? North Turner to the Saints? Come on. Theotis, he ain't North Turner. Come on. What are you thinking? So that's a good one. I appreciate that. That should be good. Danny from Margaritaville says Saban's so bored, maybe he'll go to the Cowboys. I think he likes his gig with College Game Day. Can't see that happening. So you can get in on the chat. Gern will pull it up for you there on the screen. We'll read them for you. You can also email us, longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That, of course, is how you submit your Dreamland Pick 3 for our Pick 3 contest that is this week. And you just give us 3 winners. If you pick 3 winners and you sweep the board, you could win a $50 Dreamland gift card. All right, Chris the Bammer is chomping at the bit, wanting to know what is on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. I'll be interested to see what is on the topic wheel myself. I actually know what's on the topic wheel, but we're going to spin that topic wheel, and we're going to talk about some of them and see what is going on with the topic wheel. Some of these I'm not familiar with, like this one. Well,
John,
let me see. SEP Saturday.
That would be Separation Saturday.
Or is that SEC Saturday? I'm not real sure on the topic.
John, that would be Separation Saturday.
Anyway, the SEC tomorrow, it looks like this. Obviously, Alabama is in Baton Rouge to take on the LSU Tigers. Arkansas and Auburn are off. You've got Florida at Texas. I find that game very interesting as well. Georgia at Ole Miss. Kentucky has the day off tomorrow as well. Mississippi State is at Tennessee tomorrow. That could be an interesting game. Missouri and Oklahoma. That could be a good one. Oklahoma at Missouri. Missouri's kind of hit the skids lately. We know about Oklahoma. They've had injury problems all year long. Lose or leave town game, Missouri and Oklahoma. Not getting a lot of run this week. Hadn't talked a lot about that matchup. That could be good. We mentioned South Carolina at Vanderbilt tomorrow at 3:15. If the Commodores win that game, wow, Clark Lee, SEC Coach of the Year, no doubt about it. And you have got Texas A&M off tomorrow as well. So certainly 4 SEC teams with the day off tomorrow, but some big ones: Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. Do you think we'd ever say that? South Carolina and Vanderbilt being a big game?
Oh, no. All right, John, come through clear.
Yeah, let's go with that setup here, folks. Sorry about that. Having some streaming problems here this morning, and we just have gone to a different camera. We're good to go here. We were talking about the off week.
Separation Saturday, John. Not
Okay.
not SEC Saturday.
Yes,
It separates the men from the boys.
Yep, you're right about that. It is, a lot of people have called it Elimination Saturday. Is it Elimination Saturday because the loser of Alabama and LSU eliminated from the college football playoff? Georgia, Ole Miss, I think you could say the same thing. I'm not so sure Georgia will be eliminated if they lose to Ole Miss. Just really depends on how they lose. But yeah, Separation Saturday. I can see that. And I know we're going to get into this Bama LSU game a lot deeper throughout the program today. All right, let's spin this wheel again. Separation Saturday. Gern might have to help me out with some of these topics because that one kind of fooled me a little bit with Separation Saturday. But let's spin this wheel again and see what happens on the wheel. And it is Thursday night football. I believe it's Thursday night football is the topic on our Victoryland 777 wheel. And what a game it was last night. Hope you were able to watch some of it on Amazon Prime. Cincinnati at Baltimore. The Ravens win it 35-34. Unbelievable game. Hope you had the over in that game. A heck of a football game in the NFL. That's what they want. They love these close games, and there's certainly a lot of close games in the NFL, to say the least. Gern, were you able to check out the NFL last night? A lot of stuff going on. We had some college that we're going to get to from last night, a lot of other things, but I certainly had an eye on Cincinnati at Baltimore last night in the NFL. Really good game.
John, I absolutely did. And I'll tell you what stood out the most. Whoever took the prop bet for Jamar Chase on the over, my God, it was 79.5 yards. He caught 10 out of 12 targets for 193 yards. So whoever took that, smart men. And then you also have
264 yards,
Johnson.
3 touchdowns. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. You also have Deontay Johnson for over 21.5 yards, which was that's just a steal. Basically, the game, for anybody that had a little action on it, it was a tight one, and I feel bad if you if you took the spread, but at the same time, everybody got a lot of action out of that game. It was so much fun.
It was a great game.
Absolutely.
It was now, we'll say this. Bill from Baltimore did tell us yesterday on the chat line that the Ravens would go all purple last night. And boy, how about the all purple uniform? That's a lot. It kind of looked like the Washington Huskies out there for a minute. And I'm still trying to get used to the Bengals and the all white with the tiger stripes on the shoulder pads.
Absolutely.
And I'm a big uniform guy. I'm sure you heard earlier this week, Gern, and you're up there in Nashville with Vandy. What'd you think about Vandy's uniforms at Auburn last week? I thought the all white was a great look for them.
I thought that was great. I'm used to the all blacks. That's typically their look, but the all white, that was very clean.
I like that a lot. I hope they go more to that. I'd like to see them more in the all white. I just think.
Well, it's a new program, new coach. You never know where they could take it. There's obviously a new vibe going on in the program.
Sure, I think it's awesome. I'm all over that. Okay, Bill does chime in this morning. JR and Kirk. That's one of the reasons I hate targeting. It is that it's a reviewable penalty, which I believe the only other one is too many men. Since you can just count. Yeah, Bill, we've talked about this targeting for a long time. I get it. It is an inexact science. I can tell you that, no doubt. I'm not sure they actually really know. There seems to be a lot of gray area, some wiggle room with targeting. And I'm with you, Bill. They need to get that cleaned up a lot. All right, let's spin that wheel again, Gurm, before we take a break and check in with Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. What have you got on the wheel for me today? Victoryland 777 topic wheel. I believe that's Alabama hoops. Of course, we talked about that earlier in the week. The Tide beating UNC Asheville earlier in the week, and I'm impressed with what I have seen. Can't say I'm overly impressed with, some of the opponents that they have in the early part, but I get it. I understand you can't play big boys every week. We certainly know that. Arkansas State is tonight. They're playing Arkansas State from the Sun Belt. They got McNeese coming up after that. Then they're at Purdue. So, Gurn, how about that, man? The Tide's got UNC Asheville, Arkansas State, McNeese, and then they're heading to Purdue next
I cannot
week.
wait for
that.
That
ought to be
Purdue
a doozy.
Game.
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot wait for that Purdue game. That's going to be our test.
Yeah.
Everybody's giving us that high ranking, but when it comes down to it, we gotta show up and produce that test. So
yeah, and of
we'll have to see.
Is coached by Brian Hodgson, who was a former assistant of Nate Oates at Alabama. Hodgson is now the head coach at Arkansas State. And Gurn had a brush with greatness with Brian Hodgson.
Another.
Yeah, had a brush with greatness. He sat in front of me at a Kenny Chesney concert in Charlotte, North Carolina. How about that?
Oh, that's awesome.
At Bank America Stadium, he's right in front of me, and he had his Tide Hoops shirt on. And I looked at the guy and said, man, I know that guy. He looks very familiar. Of course, you know me, Gurn. Went up and introduced myself and the whole deal. And he was there in front of me. He was on his phone most of the concert. I thought that was interesting. I guess he kind of.
He's probably taking care of business, John.
Yeah, I think he was recruiting or whatnot, but he was at the concert in front of me in Charlotte. Kenny Chesney. It wasn't this year. It was 2 years ago. I forgot what tour. Maybe the Sun Goes Down tour or whatever it might be called. But, yep, had a brush with greatness, and appreciate that on our River Region Straw chat line about reminding me about the coach at Arkansas State. All right, we got several other topics we're going to get to a little bit later on, but let's take a quick commercial break. Need to do that here as we broadcast live from Styers. Our man Lee Sterling is going to be coming up in our next segment. We're going to check in with Lee, and we're going to see what his picks are for the week. And he's got some good ones. I'm telling you, get ready for Lee Sterling at Paramount Sports. But before we go, let me tell you what I'm doing here at Styers Ford in Montgomery. Folks, it's November, and it's a brand new month, and they got great deals for you here at Styers Ford in Montgomery. Styers Ford Lincoln, where price sells cars. A 2024 Bronco up to $10,000 off MSRP. 10 grand, you heard me right. 2024 Ford Escape as low as $24,990. The Ford Edge up to $11,000 off MSRP. Ford Ranger over 40 in stock, priced well under invoice it, and you're going to save thousands and thousands on a Ford Ranger. Ford Explorers up to $8,000 off MSRP as low as $33,990 and 1.9% APR for 66 months. The Ford Expedition, load up the whole family. Go to the ball game, go to the lake, go to the beach, wherever you want to go. Everybody rides together in comfort. The Ford Expedition up to $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% APR for 72 months. Great deals on the Mustang, the Bronco Sport, and I know what you're saying. The F-150 Crew Cab, the F-150 Super, the F-250 Super Duty, they've got them here for you. America's best-selling truck for over 50 years in a row. It is here at Styers. And folks, I'm not talking about one or two, three or four. They're trying to get off the lot. They are loaded with vehicles here at Styers. I've never seen so many vehicles on a lot at one time. Nobody in the River region can touch Styers inventory. They've got what you want right here, right now, today. Come by and see my friends at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where price sells cars.
Hey, this is Barry McKnight from Longshore and McKnight. Telling you about our friends at River Region Straw. You're not buying sticks or stems and pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color, that'll last all season long. They've got locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small. From a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load, River Region Straw also has seasoned firewood for the cold days and nights ahead. Pickup is available, and your order can be delivered if you like. They can even spread your pine straw if that's what you want to have happen, for sure. Call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw and firewood needs at River Region Straw.
Hi, this is Benji with Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. Guys, this is the time to shop. The holidays will be here before you know it. Our cases are slam full, so take advantage and lay away for Christmas now. We have a full repair shop and design shop, so if you dream it, we can make it for her. And if you need any repairs, we have an in-house master jeweler. At Marguerite's, we make it. We really make it. At Marguerite's, we are open 7 days a week. Come see us at the Preparatory Shopping Center, 8163 Vaughn Road, Montgomery, Alabama, right by Chappie's.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speed associated with our installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Both locations offer fully stocked pro shops with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. We are live here at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. Glad you are with us here today. Barry McKnight, a little under the weather today. You kind of got a little taste of it yesterday, and he was not feeling well. So we're doing a little solo thing, and we're bringing in our friend Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Joins us each and every Friday, brought to you by our good friends at Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners. Take your man to the cleaners with Lee Sterling and his excellent advice and predictions on college and NFL games. Jim Massey locations throughout the River region. Lee, good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. Better than Barry, put it that way.
Yeah, you know, it always hits Barry about this time of year. For some reason, that voice starts cracking a little bit, throat gets sore, but he's going to bounce back. He's going to be good to go. I can promise you that. Well, we got a lot of great games coming up, no doubt, Lee. A lot of, I think November is going to be very exciting of that college football playoff ranking, the positioning. Lots going to be going on. So I'm excited about November. So let's get right to it. A game that we really hadn't talked a lot about this week, Tennessee hosting Mississippi State. Mississippi State getting 24 points here. Can State hang around with the Vols?
Well, I think that they can score. But I think, you're going to see Tennessee, which has been running the football 62% of the time. I think they're going to try to open it up. I think they realize down the road they've got to be more balanced. They got to get the passing game going. So I think they'll start with some short passes, and then they might might let it go here eventually if they can get up by 10 to 14 points, and that'll probably be the case. But Mississippi State can score too. I think Tennessee probably gets there in the fourth quarter. I have them winning this game. High-scoring game here, 45 to 20. So I think Tennessee's probably the right side here, but may not be a game I'm real involved in.
Yeah, it didn't really move the needle with us a lot this week either. It's one of those maybe games flying under the radar. Tennessee's had their issues. Mississippi State certainly has had theirs as well. All right, I'm curious, did the news get to Miami that Billy Napier kind of got a stay of execution in Gainesville, and they're going to keep him around? Is that even news in Miami?
It is. Miami, I think it's their biggest. Well, I think Tampa's big. Orlando's pretty big, but Miami's up there. Billy comes down here. Sunbelt Billy comes down here and speaks. I'm pretty sure once a year. So I think it's a good move. I think they have a good young freshman class, few sophomores. They're going to probably try to supplement that through the portal. And he's going to have to bolster the freshman class coming in. Right now, I think it's like in the 60, 70 ranking range. So maybe that can help them. They don't want to pay all that money and start all over. I think that's what they're afraid of. So, I think they'll give it one more year. And then obviously no one can play a tougher schedule than they played this year. Problem here is Texas's defense only giving up 3.94 yards per snap. That's not per rush, per snap. I think they're going to try to get rounded up into some nice form here, headed into the stretch run here. And I just think that, if they have to play that Yale quarterback, I wouldn't be shocked. They're saying Lagway might try to play. I would sit him here if I'm Florida, if I'm the head coaching staff. If he's hurt, then you're done for every other game. They're not going to win this game anyway. Let the Yale quarterback take the beating. Can't run, can't throw. He's 7 for 22 last week. I like Texas. They pull away 38-13.
The Longhorns over the Gators. We talked about this game earlier, Lee. Vanderbilt hosting South Carolina. South Carolina coming off that big win. Maybe Vanderbilt's catching them at a good time.
I think so. Vanderbilt has lost. Some people say, oh, well, they're just gonna be happy. They're 6-2 going to a bowl game now. I don't think so. I think they've lost like 15 straight times to South Carolina. So I think they'll be up for this game. I think South Carolina, after that big win, they're the team that might be caught napping here. And then on top of that, I think Vanderbilt has a better quarterback. You're getting 3.5 points at home. This guy, one possession game either way, I'll take the better quarterback. Diego Pavia, and we trust here. Vanderbilt straight up 27-26. Yeah.
Anchor down with the Commodores. Love it. All right, Georgia and Ole Miss. All week, Lee, they've been saying Lane Kiffin needs to have a big signature win. Is this it?
He hasn't done it yet. They kind of remind me of Penn State. They're the Penn State of the SEC. Now, they look good last week. The key, I think, to getting to Ole Miss, put pressure on the quarterback. Arkansas, I saw guys just chicken fighting at the line of scrimmage. They weren't making any effort to get to the quarterback. Their DBs were terrible. I mean, awful. If Georgia comes to play, and they dominated last year, they'll win this game. What's going on with Carson Beck? I mean, you think he's distracted, maybe dating one of the Cavender twins? You think that might be coming into play?
Could be. Yeah.
Could be. And
I tell you, Lee, I was talking to somebody that covers the Bulldogs. I was in Atlanta recently. Carson Beck's on billboards all over town for some lawyer over there.
Well, he's going to need that money because if he's getting some NIL money, because he's dropped probably from the top 5 in the draft in the first round to maybe 18 to 25. So costing himself so far some money. He looked good in the fourth quarter. The first 3 quarters, he looked terrible. He might want to get his head straight. Maybe it's a Lambo too, driving around a Lambo. So
that'll do it.
Yeah. Would have done it for me. Would have done it for me.
Yeah, me too. I've been spent there. So
I think Georgia comes to play. I think their defensive front is a difference here. I think they win this game 27-20.
All right. The big one in the Bayou, Alabama, a favorite, Lee, on the road to LSU. What do you think?
You going, John?
I'm not going to make it. Nope. Been there many, many a time, though.
Yeah,
It's a fun atmosphere.
Yeah, it is. The tailgating. I mean,
Oh.
I know we can say this because they're going to be liquored up, that crowd. Big time.
They ain't going to be liquored up.
Drunk,
that's it.
Liquored up, drunk, whatever you want to call it.
Lee, it's one of the few times I've actually handed the ticket to the ticket taker while I had my drink in the hand. The guy didn't say a word, walked right in the game.
There you go. There you go. Love that. So here's the way I look at this game. An elimination game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You have 3 losses, you're probably out. LSU, that win 2022 was incredible. Instant classic. LSU's won 13 straight times at home here. I don't know if Kalen DeBoer has figured out yet how to travel and play. It looked like this team was a little shell-shocked, wasn't ready to play at Tennessee. And Tennessee could have been had. They should have had a bigger lead in that first half. Unless Jalen Milroe is really on throwing the football, I think it's going to be tough for Alabama. I'll take LSU, which loves to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. Wrong team favored, LSU 28-24.
Yep, Lee Sterling with that one. I hear you. Quickly before we let you go, I know you got a big game in the NFL tomorrow. Tell us about it.
Yep. So we're not going to do the New Orleans Saints games until they win. When they win, we'll start maybe putting them back on the board here. So
hey, somebody hit me up today. Somebody hit me up today. Lane Kiffin to the Saints. What do you think?
Maybe I could see something like that happening. So, first 5 callers get it for free. 800-400-9741. 800-400-9741. We'll give them Atlanta, New Orleans on me, and then bringing back world's famous Baker's Dozen. 13 games combined Saturday and Sunday, just $97. If you're not with me, we've won 7 out of 10 weeks this year, and I'm going to win this week for you. Baker's Dozen, 13 games, $97, one place. ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com. Lee Sterling, thank you so much, my friend. We'll talk next week. Great stuff from Lee Sterling. Check it out, ParamountSports.com. Baker's Dozen. It's here, month of November. Man, you can send your man to the dry cleaners. Lee Sterling brought to you exclusively by Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners. Jim Massey Cleaners is an Alabama-based, family-owned and operated business that specializes in dry cleaning and laundry services in the river region since 1941. Folks, it's unbelievable. You got 12 convenient river region locations. Their Save a Trip, where they'll pick up and deliver your cleaning at no extra charge. Their wash, dry, and fold service. I tell you about it all the time. If you've got a lot of laundry, if you've got sheets, towels, whatever it may be, you've been to the lake, the beach, wherever, you don't want to waste a day cleaning and doing laundry. Bring it all home. Take it to the Jim Massey Laundromat. There are several convenient locations around town. They will wash, dry, and fold your laundry. They'll shrink wrap it for easy transport. I do it all the time. When I'm down in Perdita, down in South Alabama, and I'm coming home, I tell the wife, we are not washing sheets. We're not washing towels, not wasting a whole day. Put it in a garbage bag. I'm taking it to Jim Massey. It is the only way to do it. You need to do that as well. They also clean rugs and drapery. They do it all because they've been around since 1941. Check them out at jimmassey.com. Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners with 12 convenient locations throughout the river region. Okay, I want to hear from you on the River Region Straw chat line. You just heard Lee Sterling. He likes LSU tomorrow, says the wrong team's favored. Home underdog in LSU. What do you think about that? Want to hear it from you on the chat line, River Region Straw chat line. It is up and running right now. It looks like several of our viewers are going at it with Danny from Margaritaville. What's everybody got against Danny? I mean, he is catching it today. I mean, folks are slinging arrows at Danny all day here on the chat line. But Danny's holding his own. He's holding his own. I will say that. And so, man, I'm telling you, love how our viewers and our listeners kind of communicate with one another on the chat line. And that's what it's about. You can certainly ask us questions here on the chat line as well, comments, topics, whatever you might want to do. We can certainly handle those here for you,
John,
on the program as well. Gurn Jr. up in
I got to tell you, it takes a lot to beat Danny down. You're not going to beat Danny on any given day. He's like a backboard. He's going to bring it right back to you.
Yeah, that's a good
So
way to put it, Gerd. I mean, I think you can sling it pretty good at Danny, and he's going to take it and take it right back at you.
absolutely. It's always, well,
That is,
I can't say it's always fun, but it's fun getting to watch a lot of it
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's certainly. I think Danny is lobbying to be a Lifetime Achievement Award winner, which has only been given out once on this program in its history. That, of course, is Dennis, my man Mitchell. Dennis has a Lifetime Achievement Award. He'll be chiming in a little bit later today, I have a feeling. And, of course, Robbie from down in Greenville, he is going to hit us up with some high school action. I can believe that's coming later today as well, with the high school playoffs beginning to crank up here around the state of Alabama. That's going to be a lot of fun. Robbie can get us up to date on all of that, and NFL as well. And I'm telling you, the Dreamland Pick 3, they're coming in, and we love it. So keep them coming. Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. You got to get them in before your first game kicks off. And we got them timestamped so we know when we get it, and we know when these games kick. If you need the lines, excuse me, just go to wagertalk.com. They've got all the lines there for you. We check them at WagerTalk. And you can get your best line, but we're monitoring. I got it on a screen right here. I'm looking at it. So I know what the lines are, and I see them as they're updated. But give us, and this is another thing. Excuse me, if you wouldn't mind, if you would put the lines on your picks. We've gotten a couple of picks, and people are just giving us the team. We need the team and the line. That would be very helpful. So the team and the line, please, when you submit your Dreamland Pick 3s here at Longshore and McKnight at gmail.com. Really appreciate that. And we've had a lot of great winners. We're going to keep that going throughout the football season. We've had people that have asked us if we'll do it during basketball season. I don't know. We need to think about that, because I think there's going to be a lot of interest in basketball this coming fall, to say the least. So we'll think about that. We got a lot going on. Yes, we've had people ask us, about our bowl prediction contest. We will have that. Our good friends at Bama Budweiser, Phoenix Physical Therapy, the Montgomery Regional Airport, going to bring that promotion to you once again. Very excited about that. And we're putting everything together about how we're going to have that on our platform. But we're going to do it, and it's going to be a ton of fun. So a lot of great prizes out there for you, and the chance to pick bowl winners. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do that later on as well. And as I mentioned, our friends at Bama Budweiser, Phoenix Physical Therapy, the Montgomery Regional Airport, getting better the more you use it, will all be a part of our bowl prediction contest. So we're very excited about that. All right, before we go to the top of the hour and move out of the way so the Phantom can join you here today on the program, let me tell you about what's going on here at Styers. Now, we're at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. Great people here. And I want you to just think about it. If you're out and about today, if you're out and about right now, and you're listening to this great program in your car, through your Bluetooth, on YouTube, however you might consume our show, you're going to look around when you get at the next red light or stop sign, and you're going to see the cars around you. And I want you to look and see and notice that little Stivers sticker on the back, or maybe a Stivers tag in the front or the rear of the car. You're going to see a lot of those today. Why? Because Price sells cars, and the overall car buying experience here at Stivers is the best. It's the absolute best. I can tell you, I've purchased several vehicles from Stivers. A lot of my friends and associates have purchased vehicles here. A lot of our viewers and listeners have purchased vehicles here, because the overall buying experience is the best you'll have. Great experienced sales associates. You've got an incredible inventory to choose from that is here on the lot. None of this will get it to you by Tuesday. It's here right now, I can promise you, because their inventory is the largest I've ever seen. And we all know, bottom line, Price sells cars. They're not going to hide the sticker from you. They're not going to want you to go look at it. That's the first thing they want you to look at, because nobody's going to beat their prices. So you owe it to yourself to come here to Stivers and check out what they've got. Price sells cars. And look, They're not trying to move 4 or 5 vehicles just to get them off the lot. Every vehicle is discounted. They've got the largest inventories of F-150s, America's best-selling truck, right here. They got your color. They got your trim package. They got 2-door, 4-door, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. It's your choice. They've got them right here, America's best-selling truck on the lot here at Stivers. And how about this, folks? F-150s, unbelievable. It is believable because I'm telling you it's going on. F-150 crew cabs up to $15,000 off MSRP. That's right. 2024 F-150 crew cabs up to 15 grand off. Need something a little bit bigger, a Super Duty, up to 11 grand off MSRP, and it's equipped, not stripped. That's right. Here at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where price sells cars. So many great deals. You owe it to yourself. Come out today, come out tomorrow to Stivers, where price sells cars. Okay, top of the hour. When we come back, I believe I'm going to move out of the way. Gern's going to put up the slide on the screen. The Phantom's going to move in, and the Phantom is going to release his selections for the week. Also later, this next hour, Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet will join me as well. More topics on the Victoryland topic wheel. Don't forget, free play begins at 11 o'clock today. $250 in free play is up for grabs from 11A to 11P at Victoryland, where you can be a winner too. All right, let's take a quick top of the hour timeout. We got a lot more coming on this Friday edition of Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air rallies for you. No matter the problem, Dixie will tackle it. Their licensed and trusted electricians, plumbers, air and garage door technicians are ready to win for you. From toilets to garbage disposals, circuit breakers to HVAC systems, Dixie never fumbles. Don't throw away your hard-earned money on second-string contracting companies. Score big with Dixie. After all, they are your biggest fan. Visit calldixie.com or dial them up locally at 262-2946.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Enjoy all the food, drink, fun, and winning at Victoryland. An elevated entertainment value, the best overall casino experience, and the highest jackpot payouts makes Victoryland the place to be. Go to Victoryland.com to find out more about their incredible giveaways, daily promotions, and free play opportunities. 777 Casino, simulcast thoroughbred, and greyhound racing are all within a short drive from anywhere in the Southeast. Victoryland, I-85, exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. At Victoryland, you can be a winner too.
All guests of Longshore McKnight appear on the City of Montgomery guest hotline. Check out the most interesting and informed personalities in sports covering Auburn, Alabama, Troy, ASU, and all the major teams from across the country. John and Barry have the best guests brought to you by the City of Montgomery. To find out everything you need to know that is going on in the capital city, check out montgomeryal.gov. That's montgomeryal.gov, the capital of dreams.
We're live at Stivers. Before we move on a little bit, let me check out a couple of the chats. Tobias out in the deserts of Arizona. Tobias, appreciate the chats. Tobias says, this is great. Says, get well, Barry. Get well soon, Barry. Barry is on load management like an NBA player. That's a good one, Tobias. Appreciate that. Hope everything's going well out in the desert. And we appreciate you checking us out, watching us, and all that good stuff. Really appreciate that as well. As I mentioned, Danny from Margaritaville is going at it today. Man, he is on a roll. Ty, who about 7:43 this morning, comments about a great follower of the program, TCU Doug. Ty says TCU Doug used to fill in from time to time if either was out, but I think he is has a high school teaching job now. Ty, you're exactly right. TCU Doug is a high school teacher. As a matter of fact, he is my son's Algebra 2 teacher at the moment. And my son is learning a lot from TCU Doug. And so he is kind of tied up in the mornings. But, during, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, in the summer, he can join us. And I'm sure TCU Doug will do that when he has a little more time off. But thanks for thinking about that and bringing him up. Of course, Chris the Bammer's ready to spin the wheel. We're going to do that again later on this hour. So don't worry about that, Chris the Bammer. We're going to get to that a little bit later on because we got a lot that we're going to get to today here on the program. So we appreciate the chats on our River Region Straw chat line. We appreciate the emails, longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That's how you get in your Dreamland Pick 3. We're getting a lot of those in. Really appreciate that. You could have $50 of Dreamland barbecue. That food is outstanding. As a matter of fact, I believe Terrence, earlier in the week, maybe yesterday, wanting to know what our favorite menu items were on the Dreamland menu. I mean, you can't go wrong with anything. I mean, it's all good, but I really like the rib tip quesadilla and the wings. You cannot beat them. They are outstanding. That ice cold beer as well. So,
you can't beat those half dip cookies as well, though.
That's they're good too.
Finisher.
Yes. Yeah, you got to have something sweet, Gerd. You're right about that. I'm one of those guys that I got to have just something a little sweet after I eat. Don't want to overindulge, but a little something sweet. My favorite of those like York peppermint patties. Like when you go to a restaurant and you're paying your bill and they have them in a little basket there by the checkout. Love me a York peppermint patty. Love that. Hey, Range Pro chimes in today, says Lee Sterling has been hot on his midweek picks lately. He had under Ball State Tuesday in East Carolina last night. Range Pro, man, thanks for bringing that to our attention. And, hey, Lee's doing well, and you need to get in on that baker's dozen that he was talking about earlier on the show. All right, we're here live at Styers Ford in Montgomery where Price sells cars. A lot going on this November, and you need to be here at Styers to get that vehicle you've been dreaming about. Let's make it a reality. Quit dreaming. Drive it off the lot today. I promise you, you're going to be very excited and happy with your purchase here from Styers in Montgomery. All right, I think it's time to check in on the Phantom. So we need to put that Phantom plate up on the screen, and we will kind of get to some games. I'll let the Phantom slide in here and see what he's got going on this morning with his picks of some college and maybe some NFL action. Going to keep that on the board a little bit longer and get things going here. All right, I think we're good to go. For some reason, now I think I know why our camera cut off because somebody turned our power off. We're good. We're no problem. All right. You see the logo? The Phantom is here, back and ready to go. And let's see what we got. All right. These picks right here on this sheet of paper are for amusement purposes only. We do not condone any type of illegal gambling activity. Do with them what you want. The Phantom is brought to you exclusively by our friends at River Region Straw. Kenny and his crew do excellent work. The best pine straw that you can get in the River Region. Hence River Region Straw. Now look, when you're purchasing pine straw, you don't want sticks, you don't want stems, you don't want pine cones. You want pine straw. And you want the prettiest, healthiest pine straw you can get. Kenny and his crew came to Phantom Enterprises a couple of weeks ago, delivered the pine straw, spread it. It looks fantastic. And it still looks great today. When I left Phantom Enterprises this morning, I was backing out. Limo came and picked me up, actually. Got in the car, looked over there, and I thought, wow, that pine straw still really looks great. and it will look great at your home, your business, your lake house, wherever you may be. Kenny can hook you up. River Region Straw, 669-5959. That's 669-5959. Call or text Kenny today. And if you need some of that seasoned firewood for the cold days and nights ahead, Kenny can hook you up with that as well. River Region Straw. 3 locations, Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn. Give Kenny a call or text today, 669-5959. Okay, as I said, these picks are for amusement purposes only. Amusement purposes only. Do with them what you will. If you happen to be going over to, I don't know, the state of Mississippi this weekend, you can bet on these games legally. How about that? How about that? Could be interesting. All right. We're going to intro these games ourselves. What do you say? Let's get it going. All right, I know last week, let me tell you, I'm not going to hide from it. Last week we were 1-3. 1-3. After the previous week, we were 3-1. So we were 1-3 last week. Overall, we are 21-20. We are 1 game over 500. I'm not going to say anything, but you look at some of these guys that come on Saturday mornings, their overall records aren't that great. Not that great at all. So, do with them what you will. All right, here we go. Our first game is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on ESPN. I'm not sure who the broadcasters are going to be. I know that's something Barry always lets us know about. So we're going to have to let you find that out for yourself. Miami, minus 11.5 at Georgia Tech. Thinking Phantom, what do you see here? All right, let's talk about it. This week's contest will see Georgia Tech look to spoil a perfect Hurricane season. Miami has been tied or down in the fourth quarter of each of their past 2 road games. Yeah, their past 2 road games, been down. And they'll face a Georgia Tech squad coming off a bye week. Very important, coming off that bye week. Georgia Tech is. Very important. The realistic expectations hinge on Tech quarterback Haynes King returning from a shoulder injury that's kept him out the past few weeks. Now, here at Phantom Enterprises, our sources have told us, and we fully expect King to be behind center tomorrow morning when this game kicks off. Been out a couple of weeks, had a bye week as well. He's good to go. So look for him behind center tomorrow morning, and he's going to keep the Rambling Wreck within striking distance. Folks, are you kidding me? A home double-digit dog? I'll take them. I'll take all the home double-digit dogs I can get. And I like this Georgia Tech team to be able to hang around in Atlanta against a Miami team might be a little full of themselves. I'm not saying Tech's going to win the game outright, but I like Tech getting the points in this game to keep it close. That's game number 1. Game number 2 also kicks at 11 a.m. This game is on ABC. Locally here, ABC 32. We'll tell you more about that because you'll notice somebody tonight on Lace Up on ABC 32. We'll tell you more about that later. This game features Florida at Texas, where the Longhorns are laying 21.5. 21.5. And we talked earlier about the news with Billy Napier. Florida's going to keep him around. Released that information yesterday. Scott Strickland, the athletic director, said Billy Napier is our man. Good news. I think it's a good call. Maybe the players are motivated by that as well. Not to win the game, but maybe it makes them feel a little bit better knowing that their head coach is going to be around for them. In 3 games since returning from injury, Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers has a 66% completion percentage. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Now, Florida might be without DJ Lagway, hamstring issue. We are told he's going to give every effort to give it a go tomorrow. Now, this is part of that brutal stretch for the Gators. They lost to Texas A&M, Tennessee, and Georgia by an average of just 11 points. 11 points per game. Both teams will look to ride the ground game here. Florida out of necessity, and Texas to try to wear down an opponent coming off a physical, emotional loss. So, I'm looking for a lower scoring game that Florida can keep within the number. Too many points here, ladies and gentlemen, for the Texas Longhorns to be laying. Over 3 touchdowns? Forget about it. I'll take that 21.5. This has backdoor cover written all over it. Give me the Gators plus 21.5. All right, here we go. 2 down, 2 to go. Our next game is at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon on ABC. You don't even have to change the channel. Just go from Florida, Texas, roll into Georgia at Ole Miss, where the Dogs are laying 2.5 on the road to Hotty Toddy and Lane Kiffin. All right. Take a look at this game. A loss to the Bulldogs will end their college football playoff talk for Ole Miss. Ole Miss was done. They're looking at Gator Bowl, Alamo Bowl, whatever. Ole Miss can't afford to lose. Rebel quarterback Jackson Dart is coming off of an excellent performance in a 63-31 win over Arkansas last week. Dart tied a school record with 6 touchdown passes while throwing for 515 yards. Georgia struggled with Florida due to another error-prone game from quarterback Carson Beck. Not the same quarterback we saw last year. Maybe that NIL is getting the better of him. Maseratis, billboards all over Atlanta. I don't know. Running back Trevor Etienne left the game last week with a rib injury and is considered questionable to play this week. At first glance, this line looks too low. As you would imagine, Georgia should be a touchdown favorite. Touchdown better team. But the Phantom knows better. As Vegas is begging you to take Georgia and lay that 2.5. Don't fall for it. Hotty toddy, Ole Miss wins the game outright. The 2.5 is a bonus. Lane Kiffin gets his first big signature win, and the Grove is hopping tomorrow night as Ole Miss beats Georgia. The 2.5's a bonus. Take them anyway. But Ole Miss wins the game outright. 3 down, 1 more to go. What could it be? Tomorrow night, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 6:30, ABC. 3rd game in a row on ABC. You're not even going to have to change the channel. As a matter of fact, when you watch Lace Up tonight with Lindsey Bonner and John Longshore, just keep it there. Because when you turn the TV on tomorrow, that's where the games will be. How beautiful is that? 6:30, ABC tomorrow night, Alabama -3 at LSU. Let's break this one down. LSU is perfect at home over its last 13 games, only losing once at Tiger Stadium since Brian Kelly took over in 2022. Now, this will obviously be Kalen DeBoer's first taste of this rivalry and his first taste of Baton Rouge at night. DeBoer's team has had its ups and downs this year with more downs since the second half of their game with Georgia. The Crimson Tide cannot find consistent offense for a variety of reasons. This season, it's been, well, a little up and down, not very consistent. Alabama had won 5 consecutive games in Death Valley before its 22 OT loss. Kalen DeBoer is going to need his quarterback, Jalen Milroe, to be brilliant tomorrow night to emerge victorious. So far this season, it simply has not happened. Folks, take the points. And the home dog, LSU +3, is the play tomorrow night in Death Valley, Alabama, and LSU. So there you have it. The 4 picks from the Phantom this week. A quick recap. And if you've noticed something, there's a theme here, a central theme to these picks. We like at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, kicking off the day with a Bloody Mary. In Atlanta, Georgia Tech hosting the Miami Hurricanes. Tech catching 11.5 in this game. We're grabbing the 11.5 in the Miami and the rambling wreck of Georgia Tech against Miami. Take Tech plus 11.5. Also at 11 o'clock tomorrow, we have Florida at Texas. Florida's catching 21.5. We're going to grab the 21.5. We're taking the 21.5 and the Florida Gators. Georgia laying points on the road at Ole Miss, laying 2.5. We're taking Ole Miss plus the 2.5 in that game. And the nightcap, LSU at home at night in Death Valley, catching 3. We'll take that 3 and LSU against Alabama. The theme, 4 dogs. We got 4 dogs tomorrow that we're taking 4 home. Well, 3 home dogs that we're taking in a home favorite. But folks, I'm telling you, we like the dogs tomorrow. We wish we had that little Chihuahua barking dog sound effect to kind of emphasize our good feeling about the underdogs tomorrow. So what are your thoughts? We love to dog, it's barking. It is barking, and they're going to be barking tomorrow. It's a dog day from the Phantom. What are your thoughts? I want to hear from you on the chat line. Give us your thoughts about what the Phantom had to say. Want to hear from it. Our man LSU Mark says LSU 28, Bama 27, going with the outright LSU win. You know, I could see that, Mark. I certainly could, but I'd really like those 3 points with LSU at home. Home dogs this weekend. That's what we've got. And we're going to come back and get your thoughts about the Phantoms picks, your thoughts about any other game on the board. Of course, get your Dreamland pick 3s in as well. Going to take a quick timeout. Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet going to join me in about 8 minutes or so. Folks, I'm here live at Styers Ford in Montgomery. I want you to come by and see us. Great deals going on in the month of November, up to $10,000 off the Ford Bronco. How about the Ford Escape as low as $24,990? The Ford Edge up to $11,000 off MSRP. How about the Ford Ranger? 40 in stock to choose from. Well under invoice, you're going to save thousands on the Ford Ranger. The Ford Explorer, which, started the SUV trend back in the 80s. Explorers up to $8,000 off MSRP, as low as $33,990, and 1.9% APR for 66 months on the Ford Explorer. The Ford Expedition, load the whole family up to the game, to the lake, to the beach, up to $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% APR for 72 months. Just a few of the great deals going on here at Styers Ford in Montgomery. Great deals on America's best-selling truck, the F-150, up to $15,000 off F-150s here at Styers. So come by and see them today. And folks, I can't emphasize this enough. They're just not throwing 4 or 5 vehicles out there that are trying to move off the lot. This is every vehicle on the lot that I just told you about. There are so many to choose from. It is your choice, color, trim level, 2-door, 4-door, whatever package you need in that vehicle, they've got it for you. Stripped? No, sir. Equipped here at Styers. Plenty to choose from, the largest inventory in Central Alabama. Come see them today at Styers, where price sells cars. Back with more of Longshore McKnight, presented by Bud Light, after this quick timeout.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
Heads or tails, kick or receive, with the wind or against the wind. Buy your friend a Bud Light, buy a stranger a Bud Light. Go to your team's bar, go to the opposing team's bar. Buy around during the next truck commercial, buy around during the next talking duck commercial. If you're truly up for whatever this weekend, grab the perfect beer for whatever happens. Crisp, refreshing Bud Light. Make 2 plans and let the NFL coin toss make the call. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at Riverbank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. Riverbank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, live here at Styers Ford in Montgomery. As I mentioned earlier, Barry is a little under the weather today. You kind of noticed it on the show yesterday. This time of year, the throat, the congestion, the voice, and I know he's got some big duties with Troy over the weekend with Troy basketball. Got to be ready for that. And so hopefully Barry will be feeling better, and he'll be back on Monday with us here on the program. Hey, joining us now, and we do it each and every Friday during this slot, our man Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. Man, Ralph, things are heating up. We love the month of November. There's going to be a lot of moving and shaking. We got that college football playoff poll earlier in the week, and man, there's some teams out there thinking, whoo, what do we got to do to stay in this conversation?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's another weekend of SEC dogs. We talked about it last week. SEC dogs went 4-1 last week. They are now 30-12, 71.4%. And how about this? SEC dogs of 17 or more this year, a perfect 10-0 ATS.
Yep, I'm with you there, Ralph, because I had a lot of dogs on my card this week. As a matter of fact, I went all dogs, had 4 of them that I liked, and I'm sure we're going to touch on a few of these games today as well. There are some SEC teams that are off this week. Obviously, 4 teams are off, but there's some big SEC games we're going to get to. Before we touch on those SEC games, and I know we specialize on those, Ralph, anything outside of the SEC that's catching your attention this week?
Yeah, well, let me tell you this. We're looking at, let me see where the current line is on this. Boise State is the team that really has my attention. And they're laying, quite a bit to Nevada. But when you have a team like Boise that has a potential running back that is in the Heisman race, you are going to feed him that pill, feed him the pill, try to run up the score. And by the way, Boise is 17-0 against the spread as a favorite of 17 or more the last 7 years.
Whoa. Man, love that information. And, of course, Boise's one of those teams, Ralph. They want to stay around. They need to keep winning to keep that slot in the college football playoff.
And another thing our listeners and viewers need to pay attention to is we're to this time now where it doesn't matter if you're Troy, if you're Akron, if you're FIU, everybody's goals are to at least get to a bowl. So when you get that 7th loss, it is the season bubble burst. Nevada's already played 10 games. They already have 7 losses. What are they going to play for? What's their motivation at this point? Again, against a team potentially trying to run up the score. I mean, if Boise can listen, he's not going to win the Heisman, but for him to even get to New York will be a boon for Boise and their recruiting moving forward.
Boy, it sure will. It's a great story there in Boise. We'll be certainly following that one as well. Looking around the Big Ten, the ACC, Ralph, there's a lot of kind of mismatch type games I'm looking at. We touched on Miami at Georgia Tech earlier today. There's been a little question whether Haynes King will play. I got to think he's got to give it a go. That could be an interesting game. Of course, Oregon at number 1 in the country, taking on a Maryland team at home. Don't really see much there that's exciting. How about this one, though? Does Penn State bounce back hosting Washington? Tough loss against Ohio State. Ever since Penn State got in the Big Ten, they can't seem to get over on Michigan or Ohio State. Got beat last week. Still in the top 10, but they got the Huskies coming in town. They get right against Washington tomorrow night?
I think they can. And again, we have to remember this is a different season in college football. Traditionally, when the Big Ten had the East and West divisions, Penn State would lose to Ohio State, their bubble would be burst, they're out of it. I'm going to say this. I think Penn State losing can actually help them. The way the Big Ten's playing out, the SEC's beating each other up. We all thought there was no question the SEC and Big Ten are going to have at least 3 teams in the playoffs, right? So I'm going to count Indiana out. I think Ohio State beats Indiana and it's going to knock them down. But you're going to have Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State in the polls. By Penn State losing, they're going to end up the season with 1 loss. They're going to make the college football playoffs, and they're not going to have to play a brutal game the first week in December in the Big 12 championship. They'll actually be a much fresher team than the teams playing. So I think, again, 1 losses with an undefeated team used to be a negative. It's not a negative anymore. Maybe your second loss is the bubble burst negative. But I look at James Franklin, and he has been very good off a home loss. 5 straight covers. And, getting outgained by 88 yards against Ohio State, we know it was a close game. We know they had the pick 6 early. But again, this Ohio State team is much different than a Washington team. On the season, Washington's numbers are good. Washington's numbers are number 13 at plus 1.28 yards per play, but they've only played the number 43 schedule. They really padded their stats early. Penn State has played the number 14 schedule in the country, and they are actually number 7 at plus 2.25 yards per play. Penn State's statistical profile is much better. You do not have that Ohio State D-line, which got a lot of pressure and only 2 sacks, but held Penn State to 3.8 yards per carry. And we look at the Huskies this year. The Huskies on defense, again, their numbers are good, but you look at the offenses they've played, Rutgers, Michigan, good offense. The Indiana one, they allowed 31 points. Iowa, they allowed 40 points. So to me, I think Penn State can turn it around to get it done here with a lot to play for these last 4 games.
Yep, sounds good. Do have a lot to play for, no doubt. All right, Ralph, let's get right to it. We've been talking about a couple of games in the SEC all week long. Florida gives Billy Napier, hey, we're keeping you. We're not sending you down the road. Does that help this team? They're not going to beat Texas, but they're over a 3-touchdown underdog. Ralph, can they keep it within the number now that they kind of feel a little bit better about themselves, played a little better than most people thought against Georgia last week?
Well, they played better, but let's call it what it is. They got outgained by 227 yards. Beck threw 3 more picks. They were plus 2 turnovers. That's part of the reason they kept it close. But again, I do have to remember they did cover against Georgia in a neutral setting. They did go to Tennessee and only lost by 6. They went to Mississippi State and won by 17. So, Mertz doesn't have the numbers and lag away, the way they played. But again, they've shown they can go on the road and keep it close. Florida, Texas is a top 10 team, both strength of schedule and statistically. But Florida is number 119 in plays per game. They are going to slow the tempo. So unless Texas can get a lot of explosive plays, then I think they will have trouble scoring. Now, they are number 13 as far as explosive plays in the SEC, so they have been capable of that. If I'm going to play Florida, I'm going to do this. I'm going to play Florida in the first half. I think Texas has too much stability. I think the run game can wear down that Florida defense, but early in the game, Florida runs the ball, slows the pace, and can hang with that total. Let me look real quick. First half line for Florida. And let's see, where am I looking for that line? Oh, that would be the Wager Talk free live odds screen.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
And give me 1 second here. Florida is, my apologies as I'm trying to hit search on my computer. Texas is actually 12.5. I'm happy to grab Florida plus the 12.5 for the first half.
Yeah, I like that. 12.5, the Florida Gators. As Ralph told you, get those lines at wagertalk.com for all of your spreads. Ralph Michaels joining us from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. All right, Ralph, I got to tell you, when I saw the line in the game between Georgia and Ole Miss, I thought, man, to me, Georgia should be a bigger favorite. Only 2.5 on the road in Oxford. Lane Kiffin yet to have that big signature win. Does it happen tomorrow over in Oxford at the Grove?
Well, I actually think the game should be closer to pick. You look at Georgia, they've covered, one game in the SEC? You look at Mississippi's stat profile. Georgia's played the toughest schedule in the country. Ole Miss has played the 8th toughest. So again, as close as you can get. Ole Miss is number 1 at plus 3.3 yards per play. I've never seen a number like plus 3.3 yards per play this late in the season. That shows you how good they are. Their offense, number 2 yards per game, number 2 yards per play, number 4 points per game, number 2 in explosive plays. So the question is this. Is this going to be a situation where we have a Georgia team that's been there and done that against a team that's not used to the pressure? Texas first year in the SEC, we saw Texas wither against an experienced team that's been there and done that. Now, Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin started off 2-7 against top 10 teams, but he's pulled the upset each of the last 2 years as a home dog against top 10 teams. So I don't think they're in the same pressure-packed boat as USC. But when we bring in the playoffs now, Ole Miss with 2 losses. This is likely an elimination game for them. I am going to give you the lightest of leans of Ole Miss. And guys, I'd love to come out stronger and give you one opinion. Can Jackson Dart do it? Well, I'll tell you what, a 21-3 ratio has proven that he has not made mistakes. The 77 carries, yes, for only 254 yards, adds another dimension. We saw what, Milroe did with Alabama being able to scramble, I think for 110, 117 yards. Yeah. So having that mobile quarterback against this Georgia team, I think does keep it close. I'm going to give you the slightest lean of Ole Miss, and I wouldn't even bet your nickel on this, but it will be a great game to watch, and I will be watching every minute.
Yeah, it's going to be great, Ralph. You're right about that one. Hotty toddy, they say over there in Oxford. Okay. Around here, as you can imagine, there have been some great battles between Alabama and LSU, particularly in Baton Rouge at night. I've been to many of those games down there. It's a great atmosphere. But this is Kalen DeBoer's first trip to Baton Rouge. It's his first trip at night down there. Mike the Tiger's going to be on the sidelines. I mean, got a lot going on. I'm not sure Alabama consistently offensively is played well enough to go to LSU and win. They're a favorite here, a road favorite. What are your thoughts about Alabama at LSU? A true elimination game here, Ralph, because the loser, I got to think, is out of the playoff talk.
Oh, yeah, I would say if you're going to lose the 3 games this early, you're likely out. Unless, I don't know, maybe there's a scenario. Because like I said, there are 3 SEC teams are still going to make it. 3 Big Ten teams are going to make it, so that is a given. But, I look at LSU, and I have one surprising number here. Yes, they only have the 1 SEC loss, and that was at A&M last week. And they were minus 2 turnovers in that game. So it wasn't as bad as the 16 or 15-point loss. But LSU is actually minus 0.6 yards per play in the SEC. So every time they run the ball, they're actually minus 0.6. Bama has had a strong profile in the SEC. They're number 21 in the country at plus 1 yards per play. I am going to lean Alabama in this game. I have a team that can run the ball better than USC. I feel they could stop the ball better than LSU. Excuse me, I said USC, I meant LSU. I look at Bama and, the Tennessee loss going on the road, the Vanderbilt loss going on the road. Are they a concern? Yes. But this is another game that, again, I am indifferent on making a true decision, but I am actually going to lean over in this game. I think they will get some scoring. I think both of them, as you said, with 2 losses, are in desperation modes. I think you're going to see a couple flea flickers, maybe a fake field goal. I think it's that type of game now when you're a head coach and you get to this point of the season, it is playoff time. There is no more hiding plays. If you have something in your playbook that's going to work and you're tied or even in this game, you're going to pull it out. So I'm envisioning that type of game, and I am going to lean over the total.
There you have it, folks. From Ralph Michaels of Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. All right, Ralph, we always like to ask you before we let you go, is there a game we're missing? Is there something we need to keep an eye on out there that maybe you could tell us about?
I'm going to say this. I am going to be sort of crazy and say Ohio State laying the points in this battle. It's a crazy amount of points, but we have a Purdue team which has come out and beat Indiana State 49-0, but we've seen them really struggle in the second year. We've seen some ugly numbers. Outgained by 181 yards against Nebraska, outgained by 416 yards against Notre Dame, outgained by 373 yards versus Wisconsin. They were off a home loss against Oregon, the home loss against Northwestern. They have Penn State at home next time. This is a game where I just see them laying down. And I have not used this game, but I'll say look at it 2 ways. I think Ohio State's defense gets a big bump from last week. So I'm either going to back Ohio State or I'm going to back the Purdue team total under, where they basically are whitewashed. Purdue, again, 6 points against Wisconsin, 0 points against Oregon. and 10 points against Nebraska, the top 3 teams they played. So give me a half best bet on Ohio State minus the points and the other half best bet on Purdue team total under.
Oh, outstanding as always, Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. Let our viewers, let our listeners know how they can be more involved with what you guys do there at Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. And Ralph, basketball season started. I know you guys are on top of that too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a busy, busy time. Check out the free odds page, wagertalkwt.buzz/odds. And check me out at Twitter at CalSportsLV. Boy, if you guys like these stats and angles, I put up 20 charts or situations each week throughout the football season, and we'll be adding at basketball more. So my focus will get people to look at the odds page this week and follow me on Twitter at CalSportsLV.
Ralph, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate it. Get all those lines at wagertalk.com and all the information at Gold Sheet as well. Ralph, you're the man. We'll talk next week.
Thanks. Have a great weekend.
You too, buddy. Thank you. Great stuff from Ralph Michaels at Wager Talk. All right. Couple of things we're going to get to. I'm live here at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars. Earlier today on our River Region Straw chat line, Terrence, around 8:19, asked a question. And Terrence, that's a question that I will be happy to answer. Terrence says, speaking of Lindsey Bonner, will she be able to come on Long Short McKnight in the future? Terrence, count on it. Of course, Lindsey Bonner is my TV, or I'm her TV partner, I guess you would say. She's, of course, the sports director there at CBS 8 and ABC 32. And we'll be together tonight on Lace Up, as we are each and every Friday around 10:15. Lindsey and I will be breaking down all the games tomorrow. We'll talk about all the big games. We'll talk about the high school playoff action as well. So check that out, ABC 32 and CBS 8, Lace Up with Lindsey Bonner and myself. And we've already talked to Lindsey. She's going to come on the show. Probably going to do that maybe sometime next week. She's very excited about coming on, and we're looking forward to having her here on the program. So, Terrence, thanks so much for bringing that up, and we'll certainly do that. Dr. B has one for Gern. He says, Gern, that was at 8:22. Dr. B, who's been a long-time listener to the program, says, Gern Jr., the Phantom needs a logo revamp. The P in Phantom needs to be under the T in the word the. I got to take a closer look at that, Dr. B, but we'll certainly work on that, see what that is about as well. Bill from Baltimore says he's surprised the Phantom didn't take Auburn not to lose this week. Yeah, that was going to be my 5th game if we had that. Man, Danny from Margaritaville is going at it. And what about this? We got to put this one on the screen. Robbie from Greenville at 8:37 this morning. He has come with his pick for the Alabama LSU game. Woo! Wow. Robbie, I didn't think I'd ever see it. Robbie says Alabama loses to LSU in a close game, 27-24. Robbie says he has concerns about how Alabama's defensive backs match up against LSU receivers. Alabama has 10 interceptions in the last 3 games. Hope defensive front can pressure Nussmeier. Okay, Robbie, thank you for your comments today and your pick in that game. JR says now Alabama's guaranteed to win with Robbie picking LSU. So that is some good stuff there. We really appreciate it. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got to finish up on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Barry's a little under the weather today. That's why he's not here with us. So we hope he feels better over the weekend. I know he's got to be in New Orleans, so he's got to kind of get his got to get feeling better for Troy basketball. We certainly understand that. Hey, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. You can subscribe for free. It doesn't cost anything. Just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure to check out our good friends at yellowhammer.com. Go to their website, yellowhammer.com. You can also check them out on any social media platform, X, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, all that stuff. You can check out Yellow Hammer News on all those platforms, and we're a part of it. We're really happy about our partnership with Yellowhammer News. We're going to be doing a lot of cross promotion, having a lot of their guys on with us and vice versa. You can check us out at yellowhammernews.com. Usually in the afternoon, there's a post about Longshore and McKnight, what happened on the show that day, some clips of the show and things of that nature. So we really appreciate you checking it out there as well. And tell all your friends, tell all your business associates, Longshore, McKnight, and Yellowhammer News together, partnering together. And we're really happy about that. All right, quick break live here at Styers Ford, where price sells cars. This is Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Hey, this is Barry McKnight from Longshore and McKnight, telling you about our friends at River Region Straw. You're not buying sticks or stems and pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color, that'll last all season long. They've got locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small. From a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load, River Region Straw also has seasoned firewood for the cold days and nights ahead. Pickup is available, and your order can be delivered if you like. They can even spread your pine straw if that's what you want to have happen, for sure. Call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw and firewood needs at River Region Straw.
Hi, this is Benji with Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. Guys, this is the time to shop. The holidays will be here before you know it. Our cases are slam full, so take advantage and lay away for Christmas now. We have a full repair shop and design shop, so if you dream it, we can make it for her. And if you need any repairs, we have an in-house master jeweler. At Marguerite's, we make it. We really make it. At Marguerite's, we are open 7 days a week. Come see us at the Preparatory Shopping Center, 8163 Vaughn Road, Montgomery, Alabama, right by Chappie's.
Shopping for a budget-friendly, reliable used car, or maybe a stunning new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram? Well, in Prattville, it's always a process that starts with the team of professionals from Styers CDJR. Thanks to years of experience helping others in the local community enjoy premium service, low prices, and access to a wealth of amazing new and used cars, it's safe to say that Styers Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram is the name to beat in Prattville. But hey, just don't take my word for it. Experience the Styers difference for yourself. Prices that will not be beat, a huge inventory, and knowledgeable, helpful sales associates. See why so many happy car and truck buyers shop at Styers CDJR, where price sells cars and trucks on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville.
All righty, welcome back in, everybody. We've got about 8 or 9 minutes before the top of the hour. Dennis Mitchell has chimed in today on our River Region Straw chat line, wanting to know where Barry is. Obviously, Dennis just tuning into the program. Barry, a little under the weather today, Dennis. I'll let him know that you're asking about him. He'll hopefully be back on Monday. I believe he will be, but got to get that voice rested up for Troy basketball this weekend, and certainly want him to feel better. And I hope he will be. I know he will be as well. So thank you, Dennis, for asking about that. Really appreciate it. Robbie from Greenville's come in with his take today about Bama at LSU. He thinks Alabama's going to lose the game. Wow, man, how about that? Robbie from Greenville. Okay, Gurn Jr. is at network control. He has got his hands on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel, which I believe we still have many topics we have yet to get to. Gurn, what's the story?
Absolutely, John. I will stop you though. I have to make a quick claim here.
Yeah,
I think it's a little outrageous that y'all are putting the dogs down that bad. I think the Georgia Bulldogs are pulling into the Grove, and I think they're just going to tear down all those trees. It's going to be a nightmare situation for Lane Kiffin, but that's just mine.
Man, how about that? Gurn, we love it. Gurn Jr. with his take on the Georgia Ole Miss game. Ralph Michaels likes Ole Miss. The Phantom likes Ole Miss. Okay, Gurn Jr. He's
Yeah, I
going
felt like a
Georgia
little bit of a
big.
stranger there for a second. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
those
understand.
Bulldogs are storming into town. No shot.
So you got Vandy beating South Carolina. You got Georgia beating Ole Miss. Any take on the Bama LSU game?
That's where I don't. A wise man named Gurn Senior once told me never bet on Bama.
Never
As a
bet
Bama
on
fan,
Bama.
that you stay away from those games.
God.
But I will
Okay.
say this: as a Tennessee resident, we are allowed to legally gamble, and I have definitely already thrown the spread on Georgia. So
Nice.
I think that's a guarantee. I hate to disagree with the Phantom. I hate to disagree with Ralph, but
Hey, you got to
I
go your
just
own
think
way.
that's a lock.
As Fleetwood Mac said, you got to go your own way. I get it. I respect
Absolutely,
that. Good
John.
stuff. All right, so
let's-
I see there's a few more topics on the wheel, so let's spin it because Gurn might have to tell me what these topics are about. But whoa, that was a quick spin there. Tiger, we're gonna spin it again. Well, where are we? We're at turnover
battle. So I
gotta think that's gotta be the case with a lot of games we've talked about already today. The turnover battle is going to be huge.
Absolutely, John. This is specifically talking about Alabama, LSU. Give me 1 second. I'll pull this up.
Yeah. Oh boy,
see.
what do we got here?
All right. So this is an article on ESPN. They're arguing that Alabama, if their defense can get some takeaways against LSU's Nussmeier, because he's thrown so many interceptions in 7 in the last 4. They think that that's going to be the key factor in this game. I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You can't give the opposing team extra possessions. Turnovers are key. I mean, I'm not a big stat guy, but the two stats I look at are turnovers and time of possession. And if LSU's turning the ball over, Gurn Jr., you're right. I think that bodes very well for Alabama. And Nussmeier has been prone lately to throw the ball to the wrong team. So I'm with you there. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. On the other side, Jalen Milroe's got to make sure he doesn't throw it to the wrong team either.
Absolutely. And he's definitely been prone to do that from time to time, as we've all seen.
Yeah, you are right about that. So good stuff there. Dennis Mitchell coming in with the prediction. He likes Georgia Tech to win the game outright.
Oh, wow.
Dennis, that's why you are the Lifetime Achievement Award winner, the only one on this program, as a matter of fact. All right, let's spin that wheel again before we get to the top of the hour. See what else is on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel as it spins around. Where will it land? Nobody knows. Is it going to one Tiger Tails? Now, is this about Auburn or LSU?
This is about both, John. So funny enough, I don't know if you've ever heard this story, but hold on, I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah.
So we really did burn down an Auburn van. This is what you got to look out for when you're rolling down to LSU. Bama fans, be on the lookout. Their fans are not your typical experience.
So, Gurn, it is amazing that you found that, because I know the story behind that. I know the story behind that post.
Let's hear it. I want to hear your. I know the story too. I would love to hear your take on it.
So years ago, many years ago, back in the radio days, when Jim Fife was still alive, doing a show on the same station that we were on, this caller called up one day complaining about how rude and mean LSU fans were. He went on and on talking about it, even going as far to say they torched my van. And I went, whoa. Hold on a second. They torched your van? He goes, yeah, I'm driving around campus before the Auburn LSU game, and the guy lit my van on fire. And I said, whoa, hold on. What does your van look like? He said, well, it is painted orange and blue, and it had the big eagle on the side of it, and it said War Eagle Country, and I had streamers and lights and all these bells and whistles. And when I hit the car horn, it played the Auburn fight song. And I paused for a minute and I said, well, what did you expect? I mean, if you go down there acting like that, you're asking to get your van torched. And I've always told people it's the best away game in the conference, in my opinion. Love the energy in Baton Rouge at night. But when you go, you can't be decked out in all your gear. You kind of need to be generic, white shirt and khaki pants. Don't be running your mouth, and everything's going to be great. But if you go down there and show your rear end, they're going to let you know it. That was probably, Gern, 25 years ago when that happened. But I'll remember it. How about that?
Absolutely. That's just an incredible story. I remember Gern Sr. took me down for the birthday game down there, and it was the TJ Yeldon pass in the end zone to the walk-off game. And I was wearing a Who Dat Saints shirt with an Alabama sticker on the side. He ripped the sticker off, threw it on the ground, and he said, "We're getting out of here."
I love it. I love it.
He was on top of the game. He knew what was going to happen. So
yeah, I have been to Baton Rouge with Gern Sr. a couple of times. It's a good idea to get on out of there if the home team is not the winner. All right, we're going to save some of our topics for next week because I can see we're getting close to the top of the hour. Barry will be back with me on Monday. We will be back recapping all the great games, looking ahead to what's coming up as well, how the playoff picture might shape out, the weekend in the NFL, the high school playoffs. So we got a lot to check in on Monday on the program. I want to tell everybody, thanks to all of our great sponsors, our viewers, our listeners. Thank you so much. We've seen our platform grow over the weeks and months, and we couldn't do it without you. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tell all your friends. Make sure to check us out at yellowhammernews.com as well, and all of the social media platforms that they are on. Of course, you can check us out on YouTube at any time at your convenience, on Spotify as well. So many ways for you to be able to receive our content. We really appreciate you out there and spreading the word for us. For all my friends here at Styers Ford, where price sells cars, come by and see them, folks. You're going to save thousands on the vehicle that you've been dreaming about. Let's make it a reality at Styers Ford in Montgomery, where they've got more vehicles on the lot for you to check out than any dealership in Central Alabama. And bottom line, price sells cars at Styers Ford in Montgomery. Hey, folks, have a great weekend. Thank you so much. We will be back on Monday to recap it all. So have a great weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you then.